Happy video day, guys. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a first impression on a new foundation that released. And this foundation is actually one that I got as a free sample from Sephora. And I was actually really interested because I keep seeing commercials of this foundation. And I was like, you know what? I want to try this thing. So this is from Bareminerals, and this is called the Complexion Rescue Hydrating Foundation Stick, Broad Spectrum 25. And I'm interested. It has Hailey Baldwin on it. If you guys haven't seen the commercials, there are like so many different commercials with Hailey Baldwin advertising this stick foundation. So it kind of intrigued me. I was kind of interested in it. So Bareminerals for me is not something I really kind of relate to liquefied or stick foundations. I just think of their Bareminerals powder foundations, and it's not like the brand really calls my attention that much. So when I've been seeing these commercials that they've been doing, it has kind of drawn me in a little bit. I've been a little bit interested. So when I did see that this was a free sample, I said, let's try this out. This is a pretty new release. Let's see if it's any good. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to try this on for you guys on camera. I'll let you guys know all the specifics about it. And we're going to do a wear test. I'm going to wear this till the end of the night and let you guys know how it wears. So let's go ahead and let's start this video right now. All right, guys, so I don't have the full product because, of course, like I said, I got this sample size of it, but now they're doing samples super cute that they're kind of like mimicking what the actual product is going to look like. I feel like, is this new? Like, this is pretty new, right? Before, when they used to give you samples, it just used to be like a tube and it wouldn't look nothing like the actual foundation. And now I feel like they're actually making the samples look like the foundations. I love that. I think that is so cool. But anyways, the foundation is here. This is what it looks like. It's from Bareminerals. I will put a screenshot of what the actual product looks like that you would purchase, but it is kind of like the same idea. It is a stick format that when you pull it up, you get your foundation product. The amount of product that you get in this sample is actually pretty decent. I mean, I already used a lot of it today and I've got a lot more to go. I could probably get 3 or 4 uses out of this stick foundation sample, which is actually pretty decent. The color that I picked up for my sample is Cashew 3.5. I love this color. I'm super excited with the way that the color looks. I'm having a really good makeup day today, guys, and I'm gonna just start off the video saying that, and I'm pretty shocked about that. But I actually really like this color. I think it looked really nice on my skin, and it kind of shocked me, to be honest. I didn't think this match was gonna be as good as it is. So guys, this foundation is retailing for $32 US. It's available right now at Sephora. So it's coming in 20 different shades, and what it says it is, it's a clean water-based liquid foundation and a stick that combines hydrating skincare benefits and SPF with naturally radiant, buildable, medium coverage. And it's supposed to be for normal, dry, and combo skin. So they are not saying that this is for oily skin, and I can kind of understand why they would say that. When I applied this today, I went ahead and did everything kind of normal like I usually do, and when I applied it, on one side of my face, I wanted to use it with a brush, and on the other side, I wanted to use it with a sponge just to kind of like get an idea, because stick foundations to me are usually not my favorite. Like, that's why at first I was kind of like, do I even want to try this? But I was like, let's give it a shot. So I went ahead and used it on this side of my face, and when I was putting it on, it doesn't have a real strong grip to it, which sometimes stick foundations have a strong grip to it. And as I was putting it on, I was trying to press down, and I actually felt like I was kind of distorting this poor thing because I was pressing too hard, and I was like, why don't you just do this lighter, Christina? It's not gonna, like, it's not gripping on your face, you know? So I went ahead and I did it lighter, and it was working a lot better that way. So I used my F80 from Sigma to blend it out on this side, and then on the other side I kind of like patted it in with a sponge. And I have to tell you, looking at both of the sides, even though usually the brush application will give you more coverage, I actually kind of liked the sponge application. I feel like the sponge kind of dispersed the product a little bit better. It also kind of blended better. The area that I kind of did it with a brush, I felt like I was starting to get like a little bit too much buildup of the product in certain places, and I wasn't liking the way it was sitting. But when I went over it with the sponge, I was kind of like, oh wow, you know, I kind of really like this with the sponge. So the sponge for me is the best type of application for this product. I think it worked really, really good with the sponge. It really blended really well. And usually, like I said, usually when it comes to stick products, I would say that you need a tougher way to blend it out, but I feel like the sponge really, really did a good job. And I like the way it distributed onto my face. And when I was finished putting it on, I kind of really, really liked the coverage. I feel like it was a light medium coverage. I built it up to medium, and I think it did a pretty good medium coverage. I don't know if it's going to get all the way to full coverage, but it definitely did a pretty good coverage. Like, I was shocked with the amount of coverage that I got. I thought I was going to get a lot less, especially since I was blending it out with a sponge. I was like, this is going to just like disappear, and it didn't. It's kind of stayed pretty nice. So definitely the application I was pretty impressed with. So I went ahead and actually used some more cream products on my face just to kind of like see how good this stayed. It didn't move around. The foundation stayed really nice. The cream product sat really good on top, and I put on the rest of my makeup, and I have to tell you guys, I like this. And I'm actually pretty shocked that I'm saying this because, like I said, Bareminerals, not a brand that really grabs my attention. Stick format, not a thing that I usually like. And I like the way this looks. So this is definitely more dewy. I can see why they're saying that this won't work for like oily skin. And I think that if you have oily skin, I don't know if you're gonna like this. This is probably gonna be a little bit too dewy for you. But for even being a stick, I'm actually even pretty shocked that I'm saying that, because usually sticks for me are a little too dry. This one's not dry at all. This one kind of blended really nice, didn't stick to any areas. I thought, okay, it'll probably like give me some emphasis on texture. I was really expecting this to go south, like I really was. And I really feel like my skin looks extremely nice. I think that it blended really good. I think it looks really, really good. Like, honestly, like, I like this product. If this wears good, I may purchase the full size of this. That's insane, I know. But I actually might purchase the full size of it because it says that it's a vegan formula that combines the hydrating benefits of your favorite tinted moisturizer. It says it's proven to improve skin's hydration immediately and over time. 146%, who comes up with these percentages? Improvement in skin's hydration after 2 weeks. 97% of women agreed it's easy to apply and that it never looks cakey. I was really interested in all of these things. On the Bareminerals website, they are saying that it's for all skin types, but they do emphasize that this is a great foundation for dry skin, and I definitely think it is. It feels very moisturized. It almost felt like I put on like a moisturizing stick tinted moisturizer foundation. Very cool. Love the way it blended, love the way it looks. I'm actually pretty excited for this product. I think the price point is pretty decent. Even the Hourglass Vanish Stick has not turned out to be one of my favorite foundations. I actually didn't mind it at first, and as I've been wearing it, it's just a little too dry for my skin. It actually even feels dry on the skin after a while wearing it. So if I can find a stick foundation that actually works, I'll be pretty impressed. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this all day. I'm gonna let you guys know at the end of the day how it wore. So I'll see you guys in a few. All right, guys, so this is my check-in. Oh, what do I have in my ear? Excuse my mosquito bite. That mosquito literally just bit me on the neck. So I feel like this foundation wore okay. So I've had this foundation on for like 6.5 hours, and I feel like it looks okay. I do have a very little bit of foundation left around the nose area. Let me see if I could zoom you guys in. This foundation is pretty dewy, and it gets dewier. As you guys can see my skin right here. You guys can see how pretty shiny I am right now. And it's been 6.5 hours. Right on the sides of my nose, I'm kind of losing foundation. That's probably because I've been touching my nose, which I always do. I put my hand on my face. I'm one of those people that like my hands like this like half the time. So I kind of rub foundations off my face. So for that reason, it didn't wear horrible. But what I do like this for is for like those days that I want to have like a light foundation on that maybe I don't really care how long it wears and I want it to look good. Because this foundation really did look really nice when I applied it, and I really like the finish and I like the shininess that it had. It had like a really pretty finish, and I liked it. And I still like the finish. I just don't think that this is like long lasting. So to me, this is still a decent foundation. I think I look very natural, but at the same time, I still look like I have some makeup on. So overall, I kind of like it. So a lot of the people wanted to know, how does this wear? And I think that it wears decent. I don't think it's the longest wearing foundation. I like the end effect of the dewiness that I have on my face. I think I look pretty okay for having this on for like 6 hours. But I have to say, overall, it doesn't look bad. Like, you would have to get like super close to my face to see what I'm saying. And, you know, let's stay a little further back. All right, guys, so I decided to do a day 2 of wearing this foundation because day 1, I was really excited with it. I thought it looked good, but at the end of the day, I couldn't give my 100% yes, I really like this. So I decided to do a day 2. So day 2, I went ahead and applied it the same way that I applied it day 1. First, I applied it with the brush because I really wanted to check myself to see what I was thinking. And at the end, I think that applying it with a brush just to get that coverage is the best way to do it. And then after, blend over it with a sponge because I really think that it needs that sponge effect. So I really like the way I applied it the day 2. And for day 2, I went ahead and I used a mattifying powder instead of one that has more glow to it. So the mattifying powder that I used was a Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like because this is such a glowy, hydrating kind of foundation, I really wanted it to be a little bit more mattified just to kind of keep those oils in my skin a little bit longer. And at the end, I think that the look came out really, really good. And again, I really love the way the foundation looked at the end. I think it looked really nice on the skin. I didn't see too much accentuation on my texture at all, especially after using that mattifying powder. And I really honestly think it looked fantastic. I actually kind of really like this foundation, guys. Now, it is not extremely covered. Like, it's not like a high coverage foundation. I do kind of see redness coming through. It's been like 6 hours that I've been wearing the foundation, and some areas don't have like that much foundation left. But for being like an everyday kind of light to beginning of medium coverage foundation, I think that this works really, really good. I love the hydrating look that it gives me, and I do have oils coming through even though I put a mattifying powder, and I'm a little bit shiny, but I really like the way my makeup came out today as well. I have to say that I actually kind of really like this foundation. When I was applying it, I do want to point out to you guys also, if you guys can see how the foundation's kind of like breaking off of the stick, it's just that this formula is so silky and so like almost like it almost became a liquid that it's very, very soft. So I feel like this is going to be a very messy stick foundation. But I am kind of on the fence and if I like that or if I don't. I'm kind of like in the middle. Like, do I like this? Do I not like that? I love the way it blends. It feels really cool when you put it on your face. It has a cooling effect. It blends out really good just because it is more silky and more fluid instead of being thick and harder. So I guess I'll let that slide. So let me zoom you guys in. So that is what the face looks like 6 hours later. You guys can see some oils coming through on the face, but for the most part, I have to say that I think that this held up pretty nice and it evenly kind of broke apart. I don't see like any areas that look like, hey, it's dry and falling apart or anything like that. Kind of worked really nice. So guys, I have to say 2 days wear test, thinking that maybe the second day I was going to have maybe a different reaction to this or maybe like a different impression of it. And no, I still think it's really nice. I actually like this. I think this might be a really good everyday foundation for people maybe with sensitive skin. I also think this might work really good for mature skin. And I think that this could be a very nice everyday foundation. Now, because it's so silky and it breaks apart when you're putting it on, you are applying a little bit more product than you even notice. So I do think that this foundation is going to kind of waste really quickly. I just don't know how long you're actually going to have the foundation for because I do think it's going to waste pretty quickly. But overall, I like it. I'm actually considering purchasing this as a everyday kind of foundation because 2 days in a row and I love the way the makeup looks. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had to come in and do a wear test day 2 just because I was not 100% sold with day 1 and I really wanted to make sure that this was good before I really told you guys, yes, it was good. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.